got off the plane and my agent said, "Can you play?" Man, I'd never been on a plane that long in my life.
Right.
So I said, "I'll do it." Like, do I have to? He's like, "Well, they got a friendly game that day." Like when I landed, they had a friendly game the same day.
Are you serious?
So I had no choice.
You played on the day of the landing.
Hell yeah! And then that transition, I followed everything. Now I could play as my player in FIFA. So now that was a big one for me.
Game.
That was a big one for me because I always see Norway. I said, "God damn, now I can play myself in FIFA. I got to make my player. I can actually play." Man, I was happy.
You were in the game then?
I was in the game. Horrible stats, but I was in the game.
Who gives a shit?
I was happy as hell, man. Di Maria,
Tevez, Aguero,
Higuain. Boy, they were good, man. Pastore.
Yeah, Pastore, the PSG guy, they were beyond stacked.
They were good, man.
The only guy that wasn't there was Messi.
Yeah, and he was in the bench.
He was on the bench?
He was on the bench. Oh. I don't know if he left halfway.
Maradona was coach.
Yeah, it was great.
You're listening to Board with Nelly.
Welcome to another episode of Board with Nelly. I'm joined with Steven Ademolu.
Yes.
Oh, baby.
Yes,
we got
it. Yes.
Dude, I'm excited to have you. For people that don't know, you played professional footy in Europe.
Yes.
You played in a few different leagues.
Yes.
Some notable things from you. You've played, even though it wasn't a crazy amount of minutes, you played against a stacked Argentina squad.
Yeah.
With Maradona as the coach.
Yes.
You played against Roma.
Yeah.
You played against Galatasaray in qualifying where you scored a goal.
Yes.
You played against my Red Star Belgrade. and they lost 3-1, my guys, to you. But I might have even watched you, might have even noticed.
Hey, nah, I don't. Man. I'm surprised you won, to be honest.
Dude, I don't even know where to start. So let's talk about when did you first start playing soccer?
Maybe when I was 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah.
I played house league soccer for Windsor Soccer Club. So I started when I was 8. Played travel when I turned 11 for FC Nationals, and then from there.
Me too. I played it.
Yeah?
Yeah, FC Nationals until I was 15.
Yeah, I played all the way to 18.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had
They did.
But they started cutting it off later and later.
Yeah, they did. They started to cut off. It started at 17 and 16, and then I think 16 was the last age group.
So how were those years? Were
Good,
you crushing?
great.
Were you
Yeah, we played in the OISL.
Yeah.
So that's with the Toronto teams and the London teams and
Michigan as well?
Nope.
No, Michigan.
But we always what our team did was we would play in that league and we'd play 4 tournaments in the States. So we'd play in Michigan, we'd play in Ohio. I think the furthest we went was maybe Virginia. But
okay.
So we just
at that time that's a far
That's
trip.
a far trip. Very far trip. So that's how we did it, and we did that starting from the age of 11. All the way to I think we stopped at 17.
And you played what? Center forward, striker?
Center forward and center mid.
Okay.
So the way we played was our coach would exchange me with the center mid all the time. So it was vice versa. If he's seen the game one way, I'd go in the middle, or if he needed a goal, he'd put me up front.
When maybe people are wondering, what player would you say you most resemble that is most known?
Oh man,
you ever thought about that?
That's a tough one.
Really? Yeah.
I feel like my favorite player is Thierry Henry.
Thierry Henry. Okay.
So I feel like I kind of emulated his style. So
gotcha.
I'm gonna go with Thierry Henry.
Yeah. Okay. That's a shout.
Yes, that's a big one. That's a big one.
I thought you were gonna say something a little bit more mine, but okay, no,
Thierry Henry. That's the man. So him, I followed him. My favorite player was Rivaldo.
Yep.
So with those two, that's
a pretty good duo right there.
Gotta do perfect duo.
So when you were doing really well at FC Nationals, what are we talking about? Scoring a bunch of goals. How are you standing out? I guess from the other kids.
I was just scoring more than so. There was a lot of provincial players we were playing against, and Toronto teams would just stack. They just have 2 or 3 stacked team, and they all played for the national team at that age, from 14, 15, and I was keeping up with them. I was scoring on them. So when I was 16 and 17, I was the top goal scorer in the league.
Wow.
Better than those ones that are playing for the provincial team.
Whoa.
But I didn't get called.
Why? Why is that?
I don't know.
Is there politics behind that? What is it?
Yeah, it's just, we're Windsor. And we just got to accept the fact that we're all the way down south.
Yeah.
And they have their cliques. And if we come up there, we're just kind of disrupting it. But a few of us have broken that barrier, but it's not easy.
Oh, right. I'm going to say, I'm wondering at that time, because MLS was, I don't even know if it was barely alive, was it?
Yeah, barely.
Barely, right? So to get to the national team, you either have to be an outstanding Canadian talent elsewhere, which is highly rare.
Yeah.
Or you got to know somebody.
Yeah,
Is that how
that's exactly how it is.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you feel a bit cheated that you didn't get as early as...
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I think I should have started when I was, I should have been on the national team when I was 15, 16. I had the skill.
Did we have junior teams in those days?
Yeah, so they called them the provincial team.
Okay.
But yeah, they were traveling the world. The provincial team was traveling. They were going in Europe. And
wild.
So it was like, the players I was playing against, so their top strikers, I was better than them.
Wow.
So it was a no-brainer. And, when you win top goal scorer, and I was better than the next player by like 15 goals. So it wasn't like...
It wasn't close.
It wasn't close, so...
Did those kids get a better opportunity then to get European exposure when they went on these little trips?
Yeah, they did.
That's the worst part of all this thing. Like, who cares about local clout, I guess, when you...
Yeah.
As a Canadian, you don't get many opportunities to go abroad and even try out, let alone, play against other...
Yeah.
Okay, so you're doing really well in Windsor. You're playing for FC Nationals. Where do we go from there?
We go to university, get a scholarship, go to the University of North Carolina at Pembroke.
Wow.
A Division II school.
Wow.
I was one of the last ones to get a scholarship. I just wasn't applying myself in school. That's long story short. So my grades got me, like I had D1 schools, but because my grades were so low, I had to settle for whoever would take me. So I went there for a year, won a bunch of awards, and transferred D1, Cleveland State.
Is that still like the norm? Like for the grades always need to be on, even today, you can't finesse talent with poor grades?
Nah.
So that's probably a pretty good lesson for anyone.
Yeah, biggest lesson. Apply yourself, you gotta pay attention in school, especially high school.
Yeah. From
grade 9 all the way to grade 12 or fifth year, whatever they call it. They take it into account. So when you write your SATs, they base it on what your average was in high school.
Damn.
So if my average was whatever it was at that time,
right.
I had to score high on my SATs. So it wasn't easy at all.
What were some D1 places that that wanted you? But
there was Penn State.
No way.
Michigan State had interest. Detroit Mercy had interest. A team in North Carolina had interest, like South Carolina or something like that.
How old were you? You were 18, 19?
I was 18.
Wow.
Turning 18. So I was 17.
Were you like really upset at the time or?
Yeah, I don't know if I was upset at me or the system or everything. Because nobody really told. You had teachers say, listen, you got to pay attention, do good. But you as a athlete, you hear it. As a student athlete, you hear it, but you don't really believe that something might affect you. You think the whole high school, I got away with so much. I could skip class, still get a grade and be good. University, I mean, when you're applying, there's so many kids applying, so many kids on that are like best in their state, and so it was a tough one.
Right. So then you go to American college. What was that experience?
That was
playing there.
It was easier. The transition was easier, especially D2, because I had been playing at 17 and 18. We were playing in a men's league. So not only were we playing in the OISL in Ontario, we were still playing in a men's league locally. And back then the league was like, these guys were good.
Yeah.
They some of these guys weren't even speaking English. So
that's a good sign.
Yeah, so it's a good thing, and they were strong,
Right.
So playing with men at that age, they're 30, 40s. And it just made me like transition to D2 easier, because D2 is a bit aggressive.
Right. Especially when you're like a rookie and you're playing against sophomores, right?
Yeah. And D2, I was playing against 32-year-olds.
What?
Yeah.
How?
The age, I don't know the age, but I remember we had a guy that was 27, a guy that was 29, and
damn,
if you didn't play with men growing up and you just get put into that jungle, I mean,
right,
you might struggle, if you're not built like that, that true freshman body will get destroyed. So
damn, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, because a lot of guys maybe come late, do a late program to make one big run at it.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there.
Is there? Yeah,
a lot of them.
I have a friend in Italy, and his brother is trying to play professionally. He's looking at his options, and he's considering America. Oh yeah. So he's wondering like, what's that going to be like transitioning to the States and playing there? And
if you got the grades, it's good.
Yeah. Is it even tougher now than probably it was before then? Competition, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Because we had European, like the D2 school, I had Europeans on my team from like Norway. I forget. I think one was from the Netherlands. But now there's so many international players. Now they're recruiting like heavy there because the kids that play for a youth team for like, let's just say Arsenal, if they don't make it and they want to continue their education, to go D1 is, if you got the grades, it's an easy transition.
That's a good strategy for the MLS and football here in general, because for the longest time, the strategy was to buy these players in their last remaining years, give them a fat contract, they retire, that's gone. Now it's like, okay, let's invest in the guys that maybe are young but don't get the opportunity to play. Yeah. They can still develop into something huge.
They can.
And if you're looking at a business idea, I mean, getting kids here that are worth a lot of money to then flip somewhere else.
Yeah, why not?
Why not, right?
Why not?
Okay, so you're doing well in the States. Yeah. You're switching now to Division 1, and you said Cleveland?
I went to Cleveland State.
Yeah, how was that?
It was great. Tell you a cool story. So when I was applying to go to Cleveland State, I had so much, I had so much power because I was Rookie of the Year. I won all these all-state, all North Carolina, and in America, that's big.
Sure.
So at the time, my best friend, Javier Mann, he went to St. Anne's and he went to the University of Denver. He was struggling there, didn't like the program, didn't like the soccer. So I got in contact with the Cleveland State coach and he really liked me. And I said, I got a really good center mid. I played FC Nationals with him. He was the one I was swapping with.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, could we come as a package? If I come, he's got to come with me.
Yeah.
And he was down with it.
Wow.
He liked my stats and it worked out for the both of us.
Did he have to try out? Obviously, a tryout. And
no,
stuff. He just came up.
Just came.
Whoa, on your word.
On my word.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
Bro, I was like 19, 18-year-old. 19. How the hell do you have that kind of pull?
And I don't know. And I risked it all.
Like if he says no.
If he said no, I was going somewhere else.
Damn.
I don't know why. I'm just so loyal, and he's like my brother. So
that's beautiful. Yeah.
And then so we played together our first year, and then I got a twin brother, and he was in Windsor, and he's really good.
Really? Yeah.
And I told my coach, hey, listen, you liked my man Hub? My twin's even better. Boy, hey, he grabbed my twin.
No fucking
full ride scholarship. It's 2 full ride scholarships.
No way.
Insane. Never been done, but never will be done ever again.
No fucking way.
Yeah, so got to play with my twin brother, and he's like my brother.
You shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah,
you should have had to, you can do the job of one person, 2 of you. You can go party one weekend. You can go.
I know.
Just swap.
Yeah, it was good though. It was
That's
really,
hype.
So my first year I was newcomer of the year, and then the year after I was player of the year. So it was just because I was comfortable. Like I tell people all the time, I had my best friend that I grew up with, that I played soccer with my entire life.
Yeah,
and then
that's
I had
rare.
my twin who I grew up with 24/7, and
these professional journeys for footballers, basketball players, they're all pretty lonely, I would say, right? Because you're going to a new place where you don't know anyone, trying to fit into a system that already exists with a coach that you don't know, and you're coming with a full squad. You're bringing the whole family, why not?
I know, and he just, he believed in me, because when I played, and he could tell, and I told him on the phone when we first talked, when I play like it's my last game. Every game you see me play, you'll tell. And he's seen the videos of me playing in North Carolina. He's like you really you'll die for this.
Yeah,
yeah. I love soccer. I mean, so that my university experience was nice. I mean,
how many years did you do there? 2?
I just did 2. Did
you guys win any? How does it work? I don't even know how the system works in this.
So you have a conference, and I don't remember if everybody makes a conference playoffs, but you play conference games and out of conference games, and in the end, it's a playoff.
Yeah, I got you.
And our first year, we went to the finals, and first time in a long time, and we lost 7-0.
Really?
Just a slap, man. Just a reality slap.
Levels to the game moment.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And the next year, we went to the semifinals and we played Detroit Mercy.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I don't like them still, man. I don't like them still. They don't play soccer. They just don't. They just brute force.
The Scottish
hit you. Yeah, that's it.
Bully ball.
That's it. And
It worked.
It worked.
I mean, there's Premier League teams that do that now, like Burnley. You know, like this, you can make it all the way to top with that style of play.
Yeah. So it was. So we lost that game, and then that was my final year. We had a little issues with like the schooling process.
Yeah.
And then during that period I got called for the under-23 Canadian Olympic team.
Oh, really? Nice.
So that was it was nice to experience. We didn't do so good in the qualifying. We didn't qualify. I came back to school in the spring, and it just didn't work.
This is almost like 2000?
2003?
2003?
2004.
Canada had no footballing. No real footballing team back in those days. Not like today, where they're almost qualifying for the World Cup.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
All right, so, okay, fair enough. So it went really well in the States. You had a couple good years.
Yeah.
How do we go to the biggest transition? One of the hardest transitions probably in any sport.
Yeah.
MLS to, or not MLS, you play in Europe.
University to Europe?
Yeah.
Man, I mean, it just happened so fast. I had an agent. I was in contact with an agent after the U23. Because when you're there, these agents are like vultures, and even local people were coming at me trying to represent me, and I had still 1 year left of school.
Right.
So things didn't work with school, and I decided to turn pro. An agent said, give me a month. I gave him like 2 weeks. He found me a team.
No way.
He said,
That's
I got
quick.
a team for you in Sweden.
You packed up and
Let's go.
No second
thought, man.
No second thought.
So I couldn't go back to school because what they did in Ohio was at my school is they taxed me on my full ride scholarship. So
they taxed you on a full ride.
Yeah. So they don't tell you that different states in America, they'll tax you. They didn't tell me that. So I was confused because my first year you didn't tax me. Maybe you did and I didn't know.
You're right.
Second year I get a bill and I couldn't understand. It's like $4,000. I can't pay that. That's why I went on the full ride.
That's why on the scholarship, yeah.
Couldn't find anybody to help me. Couldn't find anybody to help me with the situation.
Yeah.
Went to the athletic director and talked to him, told him my situation, said I was going to summer school at the time. And I just told him I need to take like 4 or 5 classes.
Right.
You know? No, they allocate a certain cash flow for summer school for the athletes.
Right.
And there was only 2 people going, me and another guy. So they had enough to give me at least 3 classes.
Right.
They didn't want to give me anything. So I said, you're not going to give me anything.
Yeah.
So you're just saving that money. So now I knew my worth.
Right.
You know, I'm only good on the field but in the classroom. You know, you're not going to help me graduate on time. So I just said, oh, well, I got a chance to go pro. And then I found out they taxed me on my scholarship. And I said, he's like, talk to your coach. Couldn't get a hold of my coach. So what was I to do? I had to go pro. I couldn't afford it.
You were literally forced into it.
I was forced. And the athletic director.
You still kind of have regrets and upset that you didn't get to finish it, or what?
Nah, not really.
It wasn't your choosing, right? So
yeah, it wasn't. Everybody kind of disappeared, and I was surprised because that year I was player of the year.
Right.
So people were coming to the school based that you guys just have the best player in the conference.
Right.
And they just treated me like.
This seems like such a small thing. Like today, you have a guy that's, the future of Canadian football. Let's say we were talking about this today.
Yeah.
You're playing for the Olympic team.
Yeah.
We're talking about $4,000 or $5,000.
Yeah.
Imagine like a Davies type situation where he went to school somewhere and they would not chip in $5,000 to have a world talent on potentially. Like that's what when we have a kid that's 19, 20, you're investing in this opportunity for them to be something big, right?
Yeah.
And you're not going to financially support them in like the smallest way possible. This is chump change too.
Yeah.
The Football Association today, I don't know what Canada was probably a lot different back then.
Yeah, a lot different.
That's so crazy, man.
Mind-boggling for me. I couldn't understand it. So I went to Sweden and got off the plane, and my agent said, "Can you play?" Man, I'd never been on a plane that long in my life.
Right.
So I said, "I'll do it." Like, do I have to? He's like, "Well, they got a friendly game that day." Like when I landed, they had a friendly game the same day.
Are you serious?
So I had no choice.
You played on the day of the landing.
Hell yeah.
After probably a 10-hour flight? More?
Maybe more.
Holy shit.
So I had about 3 hours to get ready. So the time difference already messed me up. But I said, man, I'm here. I got to do it. Right. You know? I always felt in the back of my head, if I don't do it, another player may be waiting to take my spot.
Yeah.
So with that in the back of my head, I just messed it. I went to the stadium. It was nice. They weren't speaking English so much.
Right.
It was a whole different, they were eating like bologna and bread and, like before the game. And I was like, I don't know what's going on here. And not used to this stuff. So it's weird. I don't know if it was bologna, but some kind of meat, and I was like, I don't.
This is the first division in Sweden. What was
this? Is the first division. This is the Premier League.
This was their wow.
Yeah. So I was gonna play for the reserve team.
Right.
So I got there, and these players. Like, I'm in a big stadium. I never had a stadium. It held like maybe 5,000, 6,000, 7,000.
Wow,
so I've never. I've had like little
you didn't go
universities.
To one practice with them.
No, not one practice. Stepped on and scored 2 goals.
No way! You had a big first game.
Yeah, and I was jet lagged. I didn't realize, but
maybe that took a lot of pressure off you because in your mind you're like, "Fuck, I got nothing to lose. I'm here." It. I barely slept probably.
That's it.
But you didn't even know before you took the flight that you could have potentially played or what?
No, not at all.
Wow.
I thought I'd get like a day or two. Like he said, you'll practice with the team and then. But I mean,
what was the season? Was it winter, summer?
It was. I got there in the summer, so they had their summer break. So the season starts April, so I came halfway in.
Wow. Okay. So it wasn't too cold there yet.
No, it wasn't too cold.
Okay.
It was really nice there, and just they're like,
you're professional now.
Yeah. Couldn't go home. They paid for all my stuff to get. To Sweden.
They bought you an apartment, I assume? And
everything was paid for, man. Wow. Cool as hell.
Yeah.
Got me a place really quick. Got me a car. I didn't want a car. I wanted a bike.
You wanted a bike?
They're like, what? I was riding a bike.
Like, how far this shit is? It's far. Like, buddy, we can't.
It was about 10 minutes, but they were like, you want a bike? Yeah, I want a bike. I don't want no damn car. I don't want to pay for gas. So you going to pay for my gas?
Yeah.
You're going to pay for my gas? So I said, it took me like 5-10 minutes, so.
Yeah.
Even in the winter, I started riding my bike, man.
You ride your bike in the winter in Sweden?
They have winter tires.
I know that.
On the cars.
I wasn't worried about the tires, but man, bro, it's like minus 30
I know. I don't know what I was thinking.
I wasn't thinking about the tires. Like,
I don't know what I was thinking.
That's hype.
Yeah, so.
So you become a professional at what, 19?
No.
Was it
23?
23. You became an actual paid footballer in a professional football league.
Yeah.
And you're there now. How is the life of being a professional? It's probably a lot different than college and whatnot.
It was the language was weird, the food was weird. It's just different.
Yeah.
You
couldn't get your friend this time?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
I was feeling sick, I just like the food wise, like it was hurting my stomach.
Really?
Like it's just totally different. I don't know what it was. The milk was different. Everything was different.
Yeah.
The players are really cool, man. When I go back and I think about it, I'm going to their team, taking positions of their friends at like the local, because it's kind of like a local club.
Sure.
So at the beginning, it was tough because I wouldn't say they didn't want me there, but I was taking some of their friends' spots.
Yeah, it's natural to want one of your own in anything. It's nothing probably personal. But then when you start playing well,
that's it.
They forget.
That's it.
They're like, damn, this guy good. We don't.
Instantly.
Yeah.
And they forgot. Once I started to play a little more, the respect was there.
Sure.
So in the back of my head, it's like, man, all I gotta do is work hard. If I lose the ball, hustle back. If my teammate loses it, hustle and get it back. Right. And they love me. Right. So I was like, that's all it takes. Yeah. And then if I score, they love me.
Right.
If I create, they love me. If I win ahead ball, they love. Everything is based on how good you are.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
Right.
And then it went good. My first year was good.
What's training like? Are you doing 7 days a week? What's
every day, man? Except even the day after the game is the only day we get a rest, and they call it restitution. But if you don't play that game, you still got to go and do a full training.
Right.
If you did play the game, you go there, you do a lap around, you play soccer, tennis.
Right.
And then
staying loose.
Yeah, that's it.
Give me like an average day for you there. How early are you waking up? What do you run? What are you doing?
Shoot, it's a season.
Yeah, in the middle of the season. Let's say.
Middle of the season, we got one practice a day. You want to go through a day?
Or give me like a general rundown. Hey, I woke up at 8. I went for a run.
My practice would be at like maybe 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Okay.
9, 10 a.m. I wake up around 9:30. Eat. Get to practice. Chit chat with the team. Coach comes in, gives us a pep talk of what's going on in training. We go out there. The assistant coach usually runs most of it, and then the head coach comes in when we play. We just go from exercise to exercise.
Right.
It also depends. Each league is a bit different. Like, because I played in Norway, Sweden, Norway, Lithuania. It's different depending on how you play that game before.
Sure.
Dictates how you you practice. Now, if you lose, know that practice is going to be hard this week. Right. They're going to be on you, and you're going to do videos. But in Sweden, it was a bit different. Win or lose, we still you're still treated the same. It was no pressure. So every day was basically the same. 9:30, go to training. After training, chill with them for a bit. I was kind of antisocial at the beginning because I didn't really know them too much.
I didn't language.
Yeah, so there were some English people, but I'm like, I just like myself. Like I got 7 brothers and 1 sister. Sure. So I don't want to be around too many people. I've already did that. Sure. I just want to be by myself.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah.
So I'd go home. I play my video game. I was an avid SOCOM player. Yeah. The Army game. Yeah. FIFA. Yeah. So that was it, man.
That's it. Hey, and then were you loving it? Were you loving that life?
Hell yeah.
Were you lonely or any like that stuff?
Lonely a lot of the times, but because I was always playing with my cousin Michael Carter, always playing with him. Right. I don't know how
you were playing with him like he was online.
Online.
Oh, okay, yeah, I gotcha.
So we did this, and the time difference is different. Sure. So like sometimes I'd stay up at like it's funny, man. Like I'd be sleeping. It'd be 6-hour difference, so it'd be 12 and I'd be sleeping. It'd be 6 for him. He'd get home, call me. Yo, get on the game. Man, I got practice tomorrow. I can't. Right. But because this is the only time I get to hang with him, then I woke up. I played like from 12 to like 3 a.m. Then I go to sleep. Then my other friends say, hey, you want to play?
No way.
Man, only play for 45 minutes. That's it. And then I wouldn't sleep a lot.
Really?
Yeah. And sometimes it would affect me, but when I first started, it didn't matter to me. Like I could just get up. Like after like that story about me just getting off a plane and playing. Yeah. I don't need sleep. Like I could do it. Yeah. That kind of messed me up because I was like I could do anything.
Yeah.
So
when you get older, these things
hell yeah,
a little harder to do.
Hell yeah, I can't do that no more. Never. Yeah. So that was my everyday life. Just practice, eat, games. Just
what was the change in football level there? How much did the game change when you went from college to professional? Shit. Time on the ball, depth, all these things, tactics before games.
Man, it was
a different world. Yeah, it was
a whole different world. Yeah, it was like I was going to school.
Really?
I had a striker coach. Never had a striker coach before, so he was just destroying me. Verbally,
positioning on the field,
your
timing,
shit, and the way they you're shit. You're not in the right position. You have to. And I'm like, God damn, I've been doing this. Right. Yeah, you know, I'm 23. Like, so it's really as it got more and more. Like I got further on in my career, the demand was crazy. The video sessions, they would pick you apart. Like, I could shoot a shot. They could bring the ball up and score, and I'd get blamed. How the hell that's my fault?
Tracing back all the way where it started.
Yeah, and you couldn't really say nothing. I wasn't that player to say anything. I was raised different. So if my coach says something, as much as I maybe wanted to say something.
Yeah, it's authority or whatever. The coach is the coach. I think most foreign players are kind of like that.
The corners, like details on the corner kicks, the free kicks. It was like in depth. And one of the reasons why I didn't tell you, but when I first started in high school, I played my whole high school career. I played football, basketball, track, and soccer.
I've seen you play some tennis.
Yeah, it's tennis.
That's not your best play.
No, that's so good.
I've seen you.
That's so good. Hey, I'm bad as hell. Boy, I suck. Boy,
you tried.
I tried. Boy, I think I'm so good too. I'm like, I'm
hearing grunts and the other side. I'm like, what's going on here?
Man, yes.
I didn't mean to expose him.
You guys play good.
He's a professional football.
I
play tennis.
That was so embarrassing. But yeah, so I got I forget what I was saying.
No, you were saying you're looking at the video of them picking you apart and you were playing other sports?
Yeah, so I was playing other sports. So I decided to pick soccer. So football, I had to learn plays. So I was like, man, I'm tired of learning plays. Basketball, learning plays. Track, too fast. You train more than you run the race. You run a 100, you're done in like 10 seconds. Well, you train so much. It wasn't for me. So I picked soccer because I didn't have to learn any plays. I could just get out there and be free. Then when I got to Europe, it was more, structure. And it was like, now I got to actually pay attention.
Right.
I got video session. I have tactics, like there's strategy.
Homework?
Yeah.
You got homework, yeah.
There's strategy.
Look at the other team's players, who's their center back, what's their weakness, strength. You got breakdowns of everyone probably.
Yeah. And it was tough because I wasn't used to that. I was just used to getting out and playing. So that was one of the tough transitions because like I said, I didn't want to learn plays. I just wanted to, like, my movement. I had to work on my movement. I would just follow the ball.
Right.
They taught me how to move. Like Sweden, I'm very grateful to Sweden because those coaches, regardless of how hard they were, they treated me really good. They had more patience than, like, as I got further in my career, the patience was going thin.
That's the professionalism right there. When you realize that you have to start putting in these things that you thought you could avoid. There's no way to avoid it. You got to do the homework. You got to read.
Man, I thought I was really good too. Boy, they broke me down.
Really, yeah.
They broke me down. I could not shoot with my left. I didn't have a move. I didn't know how to position my body.
Wow.
I was letting
We're talking about fundamentals then.
Yeah. But I thought I was doing good. Like I said,
maybe you were compared to the level then, right?
Yeah. So reality slapped. But I stayed at practice longer. I tried to get there early, and like I had a striker coach, so that's something I had to take advantage of. And he was a legend in Sweden, so it was like I listened to everything you said.
It was Ibra, guys. That would be wild.
Yeah, that's
sick though. That's awesome. You actually got that like one-on-one attention that you probably. Where else are you gonna get that?
Nowhere.
So you had what was the first year there? You played one season there, right?
1.5. So I played. Let me turn this off, man.
No worries.
It's killing me. So I played. So we got relegated. So I played a half a season. We got relegated. I played another half. So I was there for a year. And then I transitioned. I got put on a team in Norway, Tromso. They liked me and they bought me. And then
I was gonna ask you that. Tromso is I actually was looking this up today. The northmost top tier football club on the planet.
Yes.
It's literally like in the middle of fucking nowhere. But they play Champions League and Europa or Super Cup, whatever you want to call it at the time. That's a weird transition for you, right?
I'm just going from one extreme to the other extreme. So that was weird because I flew I was in Malmo, Sweden. I went to Oslo, and then I went all the way up to Tromso, and this plane ride was insane. I was like, where are we going? It kept on going.
Keeps going up.
And I'd never seen mountains like this before.
Right.
I'd never seen, it was just up, down. It was all over the place, the way the roads were and everything.
Lots of snow, very little daylight.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
What was it? In the winter at like 1 a.m. or 12, it'd get like bright outside. So you had to have the dark blinds, and it was the opposite in the summer. In the summer, it would get dark. It's just weird,
That's
man.
wild, yeah.
It just, you just have to adapt. I mean... But I didn't know that going in there. I just, this team's playing in the highest league in Norway.
Yeah.
And they're playing in, it was at the time called UEFA Cup, and now it's Europa League.
Yeah.
So I jumped on that wagon. I said, why not?
And you were a signing.
Yes.
Which, if I don't know if transfer market is any correct or not, but I don't see many people that were signings for the club. There was a lot of people on for free, right?
Yeah.
So they paid top dollar for you.
Yeah.
That's gotta feel good. You're coming
very
there.
good, very good. And then that transition, I followed everything. Now I could play as my player in FIFA. So now that was a big one for me.
Game.
That was a big one for me because I always see Norway. I said, God damn, now I can play myself in FIFA. I ain't gotta make my player. I can actually play. Man, I was happy.
You were in the game then?
I was in the game. Horrible stats, but I was in the game.
Who gives a shit?
I was happy as hell, man. I had the camera.
They're like 400,000. You're like, all right, but like, are we in FIFA?
Yeah. It was big, man. So yeah, it was really good.
That's wild. Was there a lot of pressure then because you're coming on as a big major signing? There's a lot of expectations. Obviously, that's a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah, I got off the plane and there's reporters out there and there's photographers and there's people wanting me to sign stuff and it's different. But I could see the transition like from Sweden to now, and I was like, okay, I like this.
Yeah,
it's what I like. I don't seek attention, but I like.
Well, this
to
is
be
what every footballer dreams of. The moment of you're getting off a plane. There's actual people waiting for you, as opposed to arriving probably at 2 a.m.
I know. No one's there. No one's there. I'm waiting for my driver. What the
cab driver's like, whatever. Who's this guy? Okay.
So it was really it was good. I accepted the pressure because I didn't think about it too much, to be honest. I just embraced it. Like, man, the stadium's bigger.
Right.
The fans are more singing chants and.
The atmosphere is livelier.
Livelier.
Yeah.
Every mistake, yeah. Right. And it's like,
you hear your crowd reactions.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this. Like, Sweden was good.
Sure.
Tromso was a different level.
Yeah.
So everything, the stadium was nice. We had just got a new stadium when I got there.
Renovations too.
Yeah.
Underground heating system.
Yeah, it was so nice.
There. Yeah.
Everything was nice. I had a rack for my shoes. I had my name on the locker room, and they put a picture up of me, and I was like, God damn, I made it, man. I made it, boy.
That's right.
Yeah. So
you got there. How was the first couple games? First couple practices? How'd you?
Practices were these boys were a different level. They passed the ball harder. There was more international players.
Okay.
So I had a guy from Tunisia that played in the World Cup. I had a Canadian, Patrice Bernier, that's Montreal legend over there. And I had a few other people. Who else did I have there? There's a few other internationals, so it was a bit different.
It's no longer a town with all the locals playing.
Yeah.
It's now people that are getting paid a lot of money to come there.
Yeah. So it was different. It was intense, but they were all welcoming.
Right.
That's what I think made it easy for me, because Sweden and Norway, they welcomed me. They were nice. Everything was. They were just good people,
Nice
man. Really good people. Made you feel like you were at home.
I mean, when you think about a place that's that far north, and you have a young guy that's a talent that wants to come there.
Yeah.
At some point, you got to be a little bit also grateful that he is here. Like he's chosen to come here. He could be anywhere else, right?
Yeah,
Or he could have.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, he's going to be reinforcements. We're playing fucking Champions League this year, or we're trying to qualify.
Yeah.
What's it going to do if we're going against this guy?
Yeah.
So that's what it was like. Yeah.
I enjoyed it, boy.
Yeah.
I loved it. The practices, the players were just quality.
Right.
When I first got my first cross, when we were doing a striker training, the Tunisia guy, he crossed the ball and I headed it. Like before I would have to do that, I would just touch it and it would just go wherever I wanted. So it was that was one of the first things that I noticed, like the way they swing in the ball, it's a shot. So I don't have to use force. I just have to direct it.
Oh, right. When you watch footy, you see these almost gliding touches, and they're just flying. They're bullets, right?
Yeah, bullets, man. And you just learn how to guide it in the net, even with the foot. If it comes hard on the ground, you just guide it. You don't have to blast it.
Yeah.
I was a blaster. I just run through it. So, and I did it a few times. The ball went everywhere. I was like, God dang, what is going on?
What were some other things that kind of showed you the level jump from the Swedish
It's the quality of the players. It was
really
even when we played other teams. I went to Rosenborg.
Yeah,
that was a big team.
Yeah,
and the stadium was intense.
Is that a derby for them or no?
No, that's not.
It's just a big kind of. It's a big clubs.
Okay. and just teams like that, Strasbourg, Vålerenga.
Right.
It was just the level of play. The other teams had internationals on their team,
right?
So it was everything went up. The way the reporters were at every practice. They rated us. They rated us in Sweden in the newspaper, but in Norway, it was a bit different. It was all of Norway.
Wow.
So when they rated me, I think it was just Sweden it felt like. But when I went to Norway, if I played a game, they rated me out of 10. Everybody in the country knew.
Like the national newspaper would have a section where they would go through the league's games and the players and everything.
And they'd rate us. So that was... You could sense when you had a bad game. You could sense.
Oh right,
yeah,
the atmosphere around you a little bit. Really,
yeah.
Shit.
So that was a bit of pressure because you'd play a game, open the paper, like, oh shit, what they give me?
All right.
So
it's like, damn, this is not gonna be good for my ratings.
I need to
put a few more.
Sometimes you stay home. Let's be real. If you played good,
right,
you're going out.
Yeah,
you going out. You
go to your favorite bar. You're like, drink something, boys.
That's it. If you played good. And I played bad, I'm going with you and I'm feeding off your energy.
No way.
Hell yeah. I did it so many times. So, so the quality. And then we got 2 other Canadians. We got a keeper. And then we got, this is my brother, another brother, Kenny Stamatopoulos. Mm-hmm. He's from Toronto. And he came to the team and we had played against each other in Sweden. And he hurt me. I went up, he was a goalie. I went up. And I tried to head it, and he gave me a Charlie horse. So he put his knee in my thigh.
Jesus Christ!
I was out.
Out for the season?
Out for the game. Out for the game. That was our preseason in Sweden.
Oh, shit.
And he came to the locker room. I said, man, fuck you. Oh, can I swear? My bad.
No, of course.
I said, man, fuck you, man. I don't want to talk to you, man. That's messed up what you did.
Right.
And I don't know how it happened, but we went to the same team.
That's
wild. I went there a year, and he came after. And we just became best friends, and If he, like I said, if he played good, I'm going out with you, man.
Right.
We had an understanding. If we both played good, boy, we gonna have a great night. Great, fantastic. So that was some of the perks.
Was there other perks than playing for a bigger team? Was there bonuses for scoring goals? Was there all that stuff? That was kind of probably new to you, right? Or no?
Yeah, I didn't have that in Sweden.
Yeah,
so those were different. Like if you start, you get a bonus. If you score, you get a bonus. So it was like, it's kind of like the video game. When you used to play.
It is, right.
I didn't think I'd get there. So I'm like, oh man, I could, if I score. And you know what's crazy is some people, you knew they were getting, some players, you knew that their bonuses were a lot if they scored.
Really?
If they were in the box and they could play you the ball, they were selfish.
Oh, that's the downside of that, right?
Yeah, you know, and you could tell. You could tell. Like, I remember sometimes, I ain't going to say no names, but I'd be opening the box and simple tapping.
Yeah.
They'd shoot, and I'm like, what? And after a while, when you get older and you realize contracts, you're like, man, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, he's supposed to get 10K or 5K extra for putting in the back of the net instead of
That was it. That's why people fight for penalties.
Right.
You know, it's a pride thing, but it's also, you know.
Yeah, at that level, and I mean, I'm sure at a much higher level, when you're making 500K a week, you don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But at that level, when you're making a couple hundred, whatever it is, okay, 5K is a big bonus. It's not right.
So I seen people fight over penalties. Now I get it. It's a pride thing, but you know, when we have our meetings before the game, coach picks who takes the penalty.
Right. It's already decided.
So anybody that tries to take it other than that person,
right.
I'm not understanding what's going on.
Right.
But now I kind of feel like that was it, and it was what else could it be? Like we already went over who takes penalties. You can't take it.
Sure.
So it's weird to see people.
You're also playing a dangerous game then too, because if you fuck up and you were selfish, when they watch back the film, they'll be like, "Can we check his contract? Is he getting 5 or 10K for this extra goal he's getting?" You know, they're like, maybe we should drop that down. He's a little too selfish.
Yeah,
that's wild.
It's wild. I've seen people fight for it. I'm like, what the hell? But yeah, the level there was just. I was playing with internationals. Yeah. So the level was. My coach played for AC Milan.
Wow.
Oh, what a cocky man.
Do you remember the name?
Steinar Nelson.
Okay.
So cocky.
Right.
But he deserves to because he played with Roberto Carlos.
The repertoire. Holy shit, really?
Yeah, so he was playing with that team and like he was big and you could tell his arrogance. He played for Lazio too, I think. Yeah. So he was so arrogant, but he was so good.
Right.
So
can't
question it, man. Right. You know, so we all respected him off the rip because his experience.
Sure.
So in his office, he had a picture of him and Ronaldo where he was playing against someone.
No way.
Shit. He's telling you what it is when you walk in.
Yeah.
That's him against him.
Right.
You got to respect me, man.
Damn, that's interesting.
So he was really good. He was hard on me.
What was it like playing in front of like big crowds and stuff, you know? Like
crazy, man.
Well, yeah. A couple thousand people, 5,000, 10,000. What's the biggest crowd you played?
In my career,
let's say in the Norway years.
In Norway, it had to be Rosenborg. There was about 30,000.
Holy shit!
And they were insane.
Yeah,
they were throwing stuff, just crazy. You know, just crazy fans, man.
Wild.
Yeah, wild.
Were you like you were obviously nervous before games? No, you feel a little nerves.
At first, when you get out, you're like, God. For me,
sure,
I'm not used to all this.
But any human being would be somewhat nervous, surely. Maybe after like a couple of years, you get accustomed to it. But
nah, not me. Every time I walked out, I was like, God damn, look at all these fans.
Right.
You get these little kids, you know, swearing at you, right. You know, telling you F off, and you're like, God, it's only soccer, you know.
Right.
But it's religion,
life.
It's life.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to see young kids. For me, it was nice to see people wear my jerseys and walk into the stadium.
That's surreal.
One of the biggest things going to a game for me was so cool. In Norway, I would drive to the hotel. We'd meet at a hotel for a meeting. And when we left to the stadium, we'd get there like an hour before. You'd see fans coming in and everybody, all the kids, all the fans, all red and white because that was our colors.
Sure.
And to drive by and see them with Ademolu on their back of their jerseys, for me, that's all I ever wanted.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing for me as a soccer player.
Sure.
And it bugs me a little when I see kids now, young kids with their name on their jerseys. For me, you had to earn it.
I didn't think about that.
We had to earn that. And I see that, and that's one of the things I tell people, don't do that to them. Just put a number on. You know, you earn it. You earn your last name. You can't just give it to them. You know, and for me, that transition from no name, from high school to university, no name on my jersey, being professional,
That's so huge. Yeah,
yeah.
people don't understand the sacrifice that it takes to get to that moment.
Yeah, it's big, and to see people wear my jersey, man, I drive slow as hell. You know, I had the camera.
The guys are honking behind you. You're like, shut up.
I didn't care. I had the camera. These kids don't understand what camera. Some kids don't know what camera is. But I had the camera, and I was like, man, I don't know where the film is now, but man,
it's in here. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, so going to the stadium was cool. After the games, win or lose, I'd still sign autographs. Right. As annoyed as I was if I lost, if they waited for us after we took a shower, and we'd always get interviewed after. That was a different thing too. Every game you were getting interviewed. You'd walk by where they interview you. They'd be like, Steven.
Can't avoid that, right?
Can't avoid it. Right. You can if you...
you'll get a bad kind of rep after a while.
And you just got to take the good with the bad. And, But to go at the stadium and see people waiting for you to sign, it was like...
That's wild.
Man, it's cool as hell.
It's a real moment, probably.
Yeah, I always remember that. That's a big thing for me.
Yeah, of course. You played well there, right? You were getting minutes.
Yeah, I was getting minutes. Got to play I want to say UEFA Cup.
It's UEFA Cup. Everyone knows. Anyone that loves football knows the transition.
What it is.
Yeah.
So I got to play against Elfsborg, a team in Denmark, and that went good. And then I got to play against the other teams,
But, I brought them up.
Yeah, but that was big, man. That was really big for me to play against like a Roma, a Galatasaray, play against Basel.
How many qualifying rounds were there back in those? Was it 3 rounds to get to the Champions League? Or was it 2?
To get to Champions League, I don't remember, but we were UEFA Cup, so it was 1, 2.
Because I know you lost a really close game. I forgot the name of the team though. Was it Helsinki or something, or was it someone else?
We
in the 120th minute they scored a goal.
Oh, that was Champions League in
that was Champions
Lithuania.
Second round.
Yeah, Lithuania.
Oh, that was Lithuania. Okay.
So there was that we always lost in the first stage of Champions League.
Right.
So that's another story. But
let's talk about a little bit that level, the next level then.
Yeah.
Because you're playing in the league domestically, obviously that's one beast. But now playing against Galatasaray, Roma.
Yeah.
My Red Star Belgrade, which at the time were, let's be honest, not the best.
Not the best, no. I didn't want to say that.
Not the best. I'm not gonna front, but yeah, how was that?
That was crazy because all my friends that followed soccer from Windsor, I went to Herman, so I had a lot of Eastern Europeans. Croatians, Slovenians, Serbians. We had everything.
Sure.
And they'd call my brother and he'd call me, or we'd do MSN message.
Yeah, at the time, the kids don't.
They don't know that. But
they don't even know what that is.
But they text me, you're going to play, good luck, and, MySpace, like, hey, good job, hey, do your thing. And then I realized how big it was,
Right.
But I didn't really follow soccer as much as they did. I loved all the sports I played.
Sure.
But I wasn't a fanatic like they were.
Yeah.
So to play those games, like, for me, the craziest stadium was FC Basel.
Basel in Switzerland?
Boy, yeah.
Yeah.
That was something special. Boy, it was a lot of fun.
Why was that
It was, we had to just win the game, and it would have been all good. We would have went through or tied, and we would have went through, because back then it was the top
home and
3
away?
teams.
The top 3 teams. Okay, I see.
For Europa League go through.
I got you.
And all we had to do was win or tie. And we went up 1-0. The fans were getting on them. Then all of a sudden, everything just changed. They scored 1, and the fans just went nuts.
Really?
They had flares and everything. I was like, God damn, what is going on? I was on the bench.
Yeah.
So I was like, what is going on?
The momentum shift you immediately felt in the stadium, right?
The crowd got louder. They were chanting.
Right.
Every time they did something good, they'd cheer. Every time we did something bad, they'd boo. It was just, that was like their 12th player, and they were just so loud.
People don't realize how much footy fans can have an impact on momentum of a game. It's enormous.
It's crazy. They were so loud. I was like, God damn.
Right.
They were chanting, and they were just motivating them. Their defensive mid, I remember he was Argentina. He would get the ball from the defenders, and they start yelling his name, and he would just ping balls all over. And they were giving him all that energy, and he was
for
just...
a center back, too.
Oh, center mid.
Center mid, okay, gotcha.
He was a center
CDM.
defensive mid, but he went up.
Right.
And I'm like, what the hell? That's not even your position.
Yeah,
that's not even your position. So, I mean...
It's that FIFA setting, join attack.
Yeah.
Someone pushed him off to join attack.
He was insane. So, that was good. And Galatasaray was always going to be a good one.
Yeah, you scored a goal there, right?
Yes,
All right, talk me through that game, please.
It's different. Turkey is a crazy place.
I've heard.
They so we got there the day before the game, and everybody's nice. We trained. Couldn't train on the field. Usually, you train on the field that we're playing on before the game.
Fans were too rowdy. What's the?
I don't know. They just put us on a different field.
Oh, okay.
They had a crazy facility, so we were at their practice. It was insane.
I mean, it's Galatasaray. It's like one of the biggest clubs in Europe.
Yeah. With a lot of money. So everybody was so nice to me. The people at the hotel, everything was smooth. The day of the game, they all switched up.
Yeah.
Man,
they want to kill you now.
the hotel person, I don't know what you want to call it, the maid, I asked for a towel. She just looked at me like I was crazy. The same lady that gave me like 2-3 towels.
Yeah, it's match day, man. Yeah. We got no towels today.
Oh,
Good luck.
Crazy. Can I get some soap? She just looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah.
I said, God damn, I don't know what's going on here. You guys are so nice to me.
Baby.
Kids on the street that I gave money to?
Yeah.
This boy's sticking me the middle finger. What is going? I said, what is this?
Right.
What kind of people? Going to this. So we had beat them 1-0 away.
Yeah.
At our home.
Right.
So away, we just had to draw or win.
Right.
So we're going to the stadium. Oh my, we had police escort. They're throwing stuff out of it. I said, what the hell's going on here?
Right.
So many fans. They're slowing down the bus and everything. When we get there, I'm like, God damn, there's so many fans outside. We go through the stadium. We went through these tunnels. We had a talk. We go to look at the field before the game. There's like 10, 12, about 15,000 fans
before
there. Before the game.
Like hours before the game?
Hours before the game. So I'm like, what the hell?
We get a full crowd, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The field starts shaking. I'm like, what the hell's going on? About 10,000.
10,000, yeah.
The field starts shaking. I said, what the hell is going on? The way the stadium is, it's like they're going to fall down on you.
Yeah, it's like a gladiator arena.
Oh, it's insane, man.
You feel it in the locker room, right?
I feel it.
Yeah. Like 10 minutes before a game, what do you feel in 10 minutes before the game? Because I've heard Galatasaray is like one of the craziest places to play in.
Oh, I shit my pants, boy. I'm nervous as hell. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I thought I was going to die. I thought the fans were going to fall on me, number one.
Right.
And the most disrespectful thing Galatasaray did, when we're warming up, we're on the side where their fans are. They're on the other side. Every few minutes, one of their players goes through our training, our warm-up, and does a chant with the crowd. Crazy chant. What? And they start clapping, and he walks through. I said, the disrespect. He went through.
Right.
Just like it was nothing. What could we do?
It's their home ground.
Yeah.
If you do something, it's only going to get worse.
Oh, they did it with like 4 players, and I was like, whoa, this is insane.
Yeah.
Fans are going nuts. We go in the locker room. I just hear them chanting, flares everywhere. I'm like, oh, boy. Walk out, and, I feel it. Like, I remember, when I see myself on camera, like, walking out, man, I was a little nervous. I had that nervous smile. Like, shit, I don't know what's going on.
I might not make it out of this
I don't know. So, it was good, though. Once it started, I didn't feel them.
Really?
I didn't feel them at all.
You can block it out, or at least
block it out.
You were just too zoned in the game.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but I couldn't.
Full crowd or close to it?
Full crowd, man. They had like 40-something, 50.
Okay.
It was packed. Every time we had the ball, the whistling, though.
How is it? Yeah, how do you even determine the whistle from the ref and the whistle in the crowd? It's
hard.
Yeah.
Especially there, it's hard to hear things.
Right.
And whenever we have the ball, the whistling is piercing. It's just purely, you want to, for me, I was like, I don't want the ball. Like, it's killing my ears.
Right.
And I never had that before. I had a few fans whistle, but this was like a whole stadium.
And non-stop.
Non-stop.
Yeah.
So we didn't play that good. I got the goal. We had a shot. I deflected it in.
Yeah.
1-0. They ended up tying it with like the 80th minute, but they had to score one more to go through. And
you held on.
We held on.
That was second round qualifying.
That was second round to get into the group stage.
Wow.
Where we played Roma, FC Basel,
Red Stars,
and Strasbourg in France.
When you scored that goal, were you like, did you even like remotely get close to the crowd? Or were you you're just like, all right, let's go back?
No, I just seen my teammates and I just jumped on. I was just happy as hell.
Yeah.
They went quiet. That was the first time the whole game.
Really? Deafening silence. From deafening noise to deafening silence.
It was insane.
Yeah.
That feeling, I was like, man, like I just silenced 50,000 motherfuckers. Shit. I gotta get
the fuck out of here as soon as this game's done.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was a really good experience for me.
That's sick. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then the next round is what? You played 4 different teams?
Yeah.
What was I don't remember the order. I think Roma was second.
Roma was first.
First?
Red Stars, FC Basel, and then Strasbourg, then FC Basel.
Roma at home.
At home.
Talk to me about that game. Totti didn't play?
No,
Totti, he was injured probably?
Yeah, but everybody else.
Everyone else played.
Yeah, Mancini was really good.
Yeah.
So
De Rossi, was he playing
De
at the
Rossi,
time? Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, okay, so
Mexes.
this is now we're talking about a next level.
Yeah.
Because Galatasaray was probably good.
Yes.
But Roma we're talking about European winners.
Yes.
Okay, talk to me about what felt different in that game, and even if it was the small things that kind of stood out.
Well, I knew Kufor. He played for Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
He was like a legend. He was playing. A guy from Cameroon, national team player, big captain for. He was
scored
playing.
a goal, right? I forgot his name though.
I'm not sure who scored.
Kufor. He was. Yeah, I think it was him,
scored.
right? It was 2-1 the final.
Yeah.
He scored. Yeah.
And then they had Mexes from
Yes.
France.
Played for Milan as well.
They had Parata, played Italy. They had Tati from Italy. And then they had Mancini. Boy, they were good.
Yeah.
On our crap field, which was muddy as hell.
Yeah, I saw that. The footage was. Why was the field so bad? Because just too much rain or too much snow?
Time of the year, we were playing a lot of games. They couldn't keep up the field. They just couldn't maintenance it.
Was this almost a benefit though to you because you're playing in this brutal climate, horrible position? I mean, for people that don't know, football conditions can affect so much of the game for the worst team.
Yeah.
Because if they're used to playing in such a condition, you can kind of mitigate a little bit of the talent of the better team, right?
Yeah. It was our advantage.
It's a sloppy game, probably.
Very sloppy game. But what Mancini was doing on the field, I don't understand how those Brazilians, whatever they do in Brazil, he was doing step overs, and it was all mud. It was like mud. He was doing step overs, like he was doing insane things.
He seemed unaffected by the...
Unaffected. And I was in awe. I was on the bench.
Yeah.
I got in maybe 70-something minute.
Yeah.
And just to play against Mexes and De Rossi, it was just like, wow, I'm here.
Yeah.
Finally, I'm here. I'm from Windsor, man.
Yeah, bro. Of course,
they didn't think no one thought I'd make it this far. Only the ones that loved me thought I would make it.
Sure.
They just said I was an athlete, and I just developed into a soccer player, a technically sound soccer player.
Yeah.
To get that chance to play against Roma, I was just like, yeah, I'm here. You know?
If it ends tonight, I've had a pretty good run.
Yeah, you know. So we didn't make it through the the group stage, and that was it for my UEFA Cup.
Damn.
Yeah.
How did you feel in that game compared to other players on Roma, like level wise?
I was up there, but for me, Mexes too. Just so comfortable on the ball. So most defenders just boot the ball when they get in trouble.
Sure.
He did like a Cruyff move, so I'm running at him as fast as I can, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna hit, he's gonna kick it long. He does like this turn, like fakes like he's gonna shoot it, turns, and just plays the ball. I was in awe.
Right.
I had never had a defender make me look so silly.
He was probably like twice your size, right?
Twice my,
he was huge. I mean, he was moving.
He's moving
elegantly.
So elegant.
Yeah.
That I was like, wow, this is the next level. Now I have to think more. Don't just run at him because he's gonna outthink you.
Right. So now chess.
Yeah.
You were playing checkers almost.
For my entire career, I was playing checkers.
Wow.
Roma made me understand, like, okay, now you got to think a bit. Even Kufor, playing against him, I'm faster than him. But his movement, his positioning
as well, right?
He just had me. Like, I had no chance.
Confidence on the ball, probably.
Yeah,
speed at which he executes like a step over, or even the small, like the very small things. But with that level, I mean, I can't imagine what the little difference is at that level at that point.
Yeah, it's
not the speed, obviously. It's no longer a physical thing, or probably very minimal compared to like high IQ and thousands of hours of playing at that level. Because like footballers, defenders at the lower levels, the first option is to clear the ball.
Yeah.
At the highest level, it's the last option probably.
Yes.
It's like the last ditch effort.
Yes.
Which is like, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Because that amount of pressure as a defender, like it's different. If you miss the goal, obviously everyone's going to be upset. They're going to forget about it.
Yeah.
If you make that mistake in the back, it's over.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be, for the whole fucking next week, you're going to be pissed, you know?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So they have that confidence, and that just woke me up a bit.
Right. So you played in that game, you played 20, 30 minutes, and then the next game you played against Red Star Belgrade, I think?
Yeah, played a little in there.
Was that in Serbia, or was that...
That was in Serbia.
That was in Serbia.
No, that was our home.
That was your home. I think that was
our home.
That was a weird group, because Red Star Belgrade beat Roma, and I never let my friend down with that one.
You got to, man.
That's the only one that's like the only like positive from the 10-year span in that time frame. So I was like, this is the moment I gotta hang on to with like everything.
No, that's cool though. You got to, man. You got to.
So then you're doing really well at this team team. What happens from here on out? I want to know next couple of years.
My coach, like I said, he had an ego. So I had a year left on my contract. Going in January, a year left on my contract. 6 months in my contract, I can sign with a new team. That's just how it is.
Right.
So they were bugging me. My team was on me, like, are you going to sign? Da-da-da. So I don't know, you got to talk to my agent. You know, that's not what I do. They, like, blackballed me.
Really?
Quickly told me that, you know, the way I just played Europa League, UEFA Cup. So they said, the way your attitude is...
Galatasaray.
Yeah.
You can, I mean, you know,
so
bring that to the negotiating table. Like, I got you to the Super Cup or whatever.
Like I say,
UEFA Cup.
It's weird how they treat you. You realize that you just...
It's a game, right?
It's just, you know, you're being used... I call it modern day slavery, but people don't like that. You know, people don't like that. But you know, I'm a government mule. They just use me like I'm a mule. I'm a horse. They use me.
Once they're done with you, it's it.
That's it. And if I didn't sign with them, now they got to find a way to get money off me. You know, before they get rid of me, they want to make money off me. So they were looking at every little thing. Right. The way you warm up, the way you shoot, the way you come at practice. I'm like, I was doing the same thing. Yeah. And I'm killing everybody at practice. And everybody on my team's like, yo, Steven, you're doing good. Now, where it got an issue was every January we go to Spain because it's too cold in Norway. Sure. We go to do our preseason. All of a sudden, he don't add me into the squad. I said, what's going on?
Little things now, they start,
Puts me with the reserve team. I'm like, God damn. This is around the time that I realized, man, like, I didn't do nothing wrong.
There's a lot less in your control than you thought. Yeah. I actually have talked to a few people that have said the same thing. One guy that played pro in Romania basketball. Yeah. And he was telling me his story. It's very similar. There's these moments, people maybe don't understand that it's not just about the talent. It's not about the work. Mm-mm. It's about getting lucky with good representation. Yeah. It's getting lucky with the coach. It's getting lucky with the rotation. It's getting lucky on the day of the game. Yeah. There's so many things that are almost entirely out of your control. You can prepare to a certain degree. Yeah. You can't prepare to get snubbed for no reason or no explanation to you.
Yeah. That's all part of it, and it sucks, you know?
Yeah. How do you learn? How do you not learn from that, but how do you pass that on to someone that's potentially going down that route? Is there something you know today that if you knew back then it would have changed things or no?
No, I'm a man of principles. Yeah. I worked hard for you. I did what you asked me to do. Right. You know?
Do you wish you played the game a little bit more? Like, you know, you know what I'm saying?
I do. I didn't
without obviously going back on your values or anything like that, but like just little things.
I wish I did. I was just more like, man, this is my values, this is my principles, I stand on it.
I got you.
That's where I'm from, that's how I do it. Right. I don't know how you guys do it, but I should have been more political with it. Sure. You know, but then my career wouldn't have went where it went. But so you always get these decisions as a professional, you get these decisions that you
pick your poison, right? You can't.
Yeah. You never know what path you're gonna go on, but you go with your gut and it may work, it may not work. Right. So you just got to go with your guts. You can't listen to your friends and your family too much. You got to go with, you're going to live with the decision. Right. You know, they don't have to. So. Right.
The club at the time was financially doing well then, because if they qualified for all these things, they were getting a massive influx of money. They were investing in the pitch. Yeah. Heated.
Got a turf
field, right? Yeah. So it's like, what was going on there? Was now they're getting that money and someone wants to take a little bit more off the top, or is it? I don't know. Because what's happened with the club since you left? Are they still?
They're still in the top.
They're still in top.
Yeah, they're still in the top.
I heard they got relegated a couple years ago.
They got relegated once and came back up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's part of it. I mean, if you sleep on any league, you can go down. You know, lose a couple of games and
stop investing in your talent.
Yeah. You got to see, and some of the ones that are on high contracts, when you go to a lower division, your contract goes down. That's it. That's just how it is. They can't pay you full, but some. They have it like that, so
yeah. Where'd you go? You went to Lithuania?
Yeah, so I went to a Division 2 team in Norway.
In Norway, okay.
And I had more fun.
Really?
You know? It was less stressful. There was a lot of players that played in the Premier League that decided to come to the second division, and I enjoyed myself. I had fun at practice.
Still making a good living.
And I just enjoyed it more. It was just fun for me. I was scoring, I was dancing, you know, I was just having fun on the field and
felt like the man again. Like
yeah. So then I had a good season. So then I got in contact with an agent from Lithuania. I'd always email these agents, and randomly a guy from I think it was from Denmark. And you find him anywhere. You find an agent anywhere. You know, you want an agent that's going to believe in you. This man was like a independent agent, and he believed in me.
Right.
Seen my video, said, "Man, I think we can make something happen."
How old were you at the time when you were transitioning?
I was 26.
Oh, you're not even entered your
No,
prime.
not even.
Wow.
So I was happy with this guy because he believed in me.
Right.
As a soccer player, you want your agent to believe in you.
Sure. That trust is invaluable.
You have to, because if you go with a corporation, they have a bunch of players. They have about 20, 50, 60 players. If you aren't doing good, you go down in the pecking order. That's a fact. You sometimes will go into a room it's funny what agents do sometimes. I'm going to call them out so they know what it is.
Yeah.
You'll go in a room. You'll have a meeting with them. They know you have a meeting. They'll greet you. You'll go in there. You'll see your name top. You'll be top 6. Really, you ain't top 6. You're like 20.
Move it around.
They move it around.
No.
So you see your name up there. You're like, oh, shit, okay.
Yeah.
You know, you just feel something.
What a trick, yeah.
You know, and you're like, and they'll put the divisions. They'll be like, he plays in Italy, Serie A. He plays. So you'll see your name, and you look there because it's on the board, and you're like, God, oh shit, I'm with the big boys.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Meanwhile, once you leave, you're gonna erase your name, and someone else will come in and he'll put you back where you.
Damn.
You know. But I caught that quick.
Yeah.
I caught because I was like, man, at the time I caught this in Sweden when I met an agent. And I seen it, and I was like, man, what the hell is this? I'm not that good.
Right.
I'm not that good. I know I'm good, but I'm not there where I should be up.
Right. You were reasonable. You were kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, this agent said he'd get me a team, got me Lithuania. I said, I don't know where Lithuania is, but they were playing Champions League.
Right. You really?
That's the key for me.
Right.
I'm a champion. Growing up, all I wanted to do was win a championship.
Right.
Being a professional, that's all I want to do. So he gave me that opportunity, and he flew me out, said they liked me, flew me out. I stayed there for a day or two, and then I had a friendly game. 2 goals, 2 assists. They want me.
They in contract? That's it.
Signed contract.
Played how many years did you play there?
2.5.
2.5 years? You won the league with them?
I won the league. I won the Super Cup and the League Cup.
Wow. Nice.
So it was, 2 years straight.
Was the level lower or higher, or was it like similar to Norway?
It was a bit lower, my team, the way they... Lithuania is cold too, boy. Right. Those you just
coaches, love playing in cold places.
Yeah,
should have went to Moscow.
I played we played our January when it got cold. We played in Russia, our friendlies in Russia, but it was indoor. They had these big facilities.
Yeah.
And we played against St. Pete. We played against big teams, man.
St. Petersburg.
Yeah, we played against big teams there. So crazy. It was pretty cool. I was like, man, goddamn. I played against teams from Azerbaijan, teams from Turkey, Belgium.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. But I got to play Champions League. That was a big thing for me. So I could see the progression. I wanted progression. If I had never seen progression, I reevaluate things.
Right.
But the way my career went, I went Sweden, first division, second, and then I went Norway, playing with internationals.
Right.
And then Lithuania.
Yeah. Did Lithuania qualify for anything that year, or did you play Champions League?
We played Champions League. The first year we played Champions League. We played our first game against a team from Azerbaijan?
Yeah. Azerbaijan. Yeah.
Boy.
They bought that team with some money.
This team, there was all international players.
Yeah.
Serbia, Croatia, Africa.
Yeah.
There was FK Baku. I was like, what is this?
Oh, that Baku, okay.
They're so good.
Yeah.
Nobody would have heard about this team. If you didn't know soccer, you'd sleep on this team.
11 Brazilians probably.
Oh, yeah. Brazilians.
Yeah.
He was tall. The guy was tall. So technically sound like Zijic. Yeah. Exactly the same.
Yeah.
But 2 Brazilians, Croatians, Serbians, Africans, they were unbelievable. You mix them, they were unreal.
I know these are the teams that a lot of the teams that are on the fringes of qualifying for Europe struggle with.
Yeah.
And that's because, they buy a lot of quality players. They have the money. I don't know what kind of money or where they're getting it, but they pick up talent from anywhere.
I don't know.
They don't care where.
They don't care where it is, but when they get it,
they assemble a squad.
Oh, the first game we played home, I think they won 1-0. We go over there. Holy shit. 60,000 fans.
Jesus Christ.
What the hell
so
is
that's
this?
the biggest.
That was the biggest.
For you, yeah?
I said, what the hell? The stadium's huge.
You never heard of this place.
But it wasn't as loud and as intimidating as Turkey.
Not hardcore fans then.
No, but there were so many, and I was like, wow, I didn't even know this country. Like, Lithuania for me was new.
Right,
Azerbaijan was new.
Yeah.
So it was a whole new opening for me that, like, soccer... It's worldwide. Like, you got a lot of good teams that people don't know about. So it wasn't as good as Norway, but the opportunity to play Champions League was there.
Of course.
The league wasn't as strong. There was only 3 teams that were fighting.
That's kind of good, though. You can kind of focus on Champions League, right?
Yeah.
A little bit.
And the coaches were demanding.
Right.
A tie is a loss for them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Higher expectations
Yeah.
because if you're the best team, obviously higher expectations.
Yeah, I never had that before. So for me, it was like, finally, if we tied or if we lost a game to one of these teams, the president would come the next day and everybody goes quiet. It's like the mafia man. He comes in, everybody just quiet. I'm sitting there, I don't understand what he's saying because he's speaking Lithuanian. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay, he's like, just sit there. My player's like, just sit there. Don't say nothing. Just don't smile. So I'm just chilling. And he's just yelling at us. And then, okay, get on the field. Coach starts yelling at us.
I'll tell you later what he yelled about.
Get on the field, So, yeah, so that was it. And they were meticulous with the trainings, like,
Right.
especially games, analyzing games. Again,
Same level of professionalism as Norway?
Yeah. It's just when you make mistakes as a striker, for me, I was getting blamed for goals and you can't say nothing, but it's like, damn, I have to score. I only get 2 or 3 chances. I have to score now.
Right.
So as you go higher and higher, your chances of scoring, they go down.
Under a microscope at that point.
Yeah.
Right.
So if I get 3 shots, I got to put them in.
Right.
Like that's the pressure that I accept, but I liked it.
Sure.
It was just the video sessions were harsh. When you played good, they all love you.
Right.
I can ask for a Mercedes and they'll give it to me.
Right.
If I play bad or we lose, shit, I can't say a word to nobody.
Right. That's such a weird mental difference between a good and a bad game where you feel like you're on top of the world and you feel like you're the worst person there.
It's just, I could score a goal, we lose, but I miss 2 chances, I'm to blame.
Right.
You don't get your bonus. If they say I don't get my bonus, I don't get my bonus.
Right, yeah. What are you gonna do?
This black money right here, you know what I mean? They do what they want there, you know? It's different.
Right. What are you going to do? A court battle in a country you don't even speak the language in? What are you gonna...
No, not
You're
there.
going to ditch somewhere in Lithuania.
Not there. Just shut up and just, all right, whatever you say, no problem.
Where does Team Canada fall into that whole picture then?
Oh, so I played, my first cap for the national team was in Norway. It's crazy.
First national cap is in Norway. And you played in the Norwegian league after.
So I played in the Norwegian league. So I went Sweden, no call from national team. I went transferred to Tromso. Then those where I got my 2 caps.
Yeah.
Because I had been playing with 3 international players. So the Canadian, Patrice, and Kenny Stamatopoulos. Then we had another Canadian goalie, Lars.
So you were watching probably these guys.
Yeah,
saw
and they
you.
just... Exactly.
Why not? Yeah.
So it wasn't me by myself because I don't think it would have happened. You know?
Right, because who's watching? I mean, now that football is way more developed and there's a lot more professionalism, you can watch a guy playing in the Chinese league, doesn't matter. But probably during that time, were you going to catch footage of a Norwegian league game? Or
not at all. So I was lucky to go there, got 2 caps. Then I went to Lithuania and I got all the rest of my caps.
What's some memorable things for Canada?
The fact that they... So we played a game in Jamaica. That was my first game in Lithuania for Canada. And if you played good in that game, that was a game before you played against Argentina and Venezuela. Yeah. So it's kind of like...
These are all friendlies, right?
All friendlies.
Yeah, okay.
So you had to, you got to play good. This is your time. It was in Jamaica. Man, I played so good.
Really, yeah?
The highlight of the whole thing was we go in the locker room and the coach says, get Steven the ball. He needs the ball. Like, he's our man up front. Take it. I'm playing with Dwayne Desario.
Yeah.
I'm playing with Ian. I'm playing with all these Canadians that play. They're really good.
Right.
So I felt like, finally they appreciate me. I'm in the system now. I'm going to be there for a while. So I played good, and I got the call to play for Argentina.
In Argentina?
In Argentina.
Wow.
So that was our first game. And
do you remember the stadium? Where did you play?
It was...
it's in the capital, Buenos Aires?
Yeah. Okay. So it was the capital one. I forget what team plays there. But it was insane, man. Like I said, the day of the game, all white and blue.
Wow.
Even more than the other teams.
It was a friendly?
Friendly.
And it's still people showed up?
Yeah, packed.
Packed?
It was a 20th anniversary or something like that. So you had...
Oh, okay.
Platini was there. You had... who else was there?
Platini was there? Watching.
Crespo. Was it Crespo? Yeah, watching. There was another one. I forget his name. But you had some legend Argentina players there. And Platini was there because it was a 20th anniversary.
Right.
And it was just great. It was
Talk me to the starting lineup for Argentina that day.
Oh shoot! It was.
If you don't remember, I'll remember.
I remember.
I googled it.
Defensively, you had Hines, who played for Man United, I think, at the time. I don't remember their center backs. Don't remember their goalie. Di Maria,
Tevez, Aguero,
Higuain. Boy, they were good, man. Pastore.
Yeah, Pastore, the PSG guy. They were beyond stacked.
They were good, man.
The only guy that wasn't there was Messi.
Yeah, and he was in the bench.
He was on the bench?
He was on the bench. Oh. I don't know if he left halfway.
Maradona was coach.
Yeah, it was great. So the game, went the way it was going to go.
Canada versus Argentina. No one was expecting any upset here, let's be honest.
We got slapped around. Our coach, I don't even know how he remembered to put me in. He was so mesmerized by seeing Maradona.
Right.
It was like eye candy for him, man.
Wow.
He never experienced that ever in his career. But it was a good experience, to see them, that helped me, A lot of people think soccer players have to be really big and strong. Tevez was a bull. He was like they're all small to begin with.
Yeah.
They're all 5'6", 5'7", 5'8", and they're muscular. Tevez was like a little muscular pit bull.
Yeah.
Di Maria was so skinny. Pastore was so skinny.
Yeah. You realize you don't have to be big to necessarily be efficient.
And it's crazy that everybody thinks that a physical appearance is what makes a soccer player. No, you don't need to be that. Yeah. It's the relationship between your feet and the ball.
Right.
There's no relationship. It doesn't matter how big you are.
Right.
And that's what I noticed watching Argentina. That ball belonged on their foot.
Really? It was stuck. Magnet.
They were doing things that we couldn't do. They would see things before the ball was even there. They would control the ball, perfect. Pass it quick, move, turn quick, shoot quick. Everything they were doing was like quicker, faster. Yeah. And we couldn't handle it.
That's the final part of the video game.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no higher level than playing against Argentina.
Yeah.
When you were talking about talent-wise.
Yeah.
Maybe against like modern day Man City. But I would even argue that Argentina team might be more stacked. Because that was insane. That team is insane.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. You step on the pitch, you played a couple minutes, and talk to me like, entering the field, how did that feel?
What's his name?
You're standing next to Tevez or whatever.
What's his name? I gotta remember. He played for Man United. Verón.
Oh, Verón?
So good. There's a throw.
Verón, he played for Inter, right?
He played for Inter, and played for Man U.
Verón, yeah.
He had a ball on the left side. He chests the ball, like I'm going towards him. They throw it to me, chests it, and just volleys the ball to the other side. Not one of these
movies, some kung fu movies.
And not one of these ones, a lob.
Yeah.
It was like
a bullet.
The guy controls it, chests it. I said, what the hell?
What are we doing here?
Wow,
what
these
game
guys.
Are we playing?
It's they're playing a video game with their feet, man.
Wow.
It was insane to see their technique. I was in awe. Tried to get his jersey. I didn't get his jersey.
I was gonna. That's what. I was talking to a friend about this. I was like, "Did you get any big jerseys or anything?"
I got Piratas from Roma. Mm-hmm. I got a Strasbourg one. I don't know the name of the player. And then I got FC Basel. I wanted to get the Brazilian guy, but I got a different guy.
Yeah, that's fake.
And I was okay. Shit. Argentina, Verón kind of like gave me the like I got to give it to someone else. And then I was going to trade with someone else. I said, no, matter of fact, I don't know. Because it says on the jersey, Canada versus Argentina.
Damn.
I said, man, I'm just going to take my jersey, man. I'm not going to beg you for a jersey.
True.
Like, once you go to one player, you can't go.
Yeah. This isn't a yard sale. You can't just be looking around for the best one.
I can't do it. I just couldn't do it. So,
damn.
It is what it is. But it was a good experience. It made me understand that, like, I always was told, like, you got to be big, strong, workout. No, you don't. You got to have that relationship with the ball. If you have the relationship with the ball and your technique is sound, you don't need. It's not who's stronger; it's who's quicker.
Right.
Who could think quicker, who could make the moves quicker, who could see it before the other players. So Argentina just
their timing, their touch, their movement, everything. It was almost robotic. Yeah, like how easy it was.
I was studying them. That was my school. That was all that other things was leading up. All the other things I did was soccer. From playing UEFA League, Champions League, it was like it worked its way up to the final exam. Right. This is the final one, and that's is it.
The professor. Those are the professors of the game.
Yeah, and that was it, man. After that, I could have died and went to heaven that day. I learned so much.
Yeah,
and just to see them play and to know that I could play with them.
Right.
I know I can. So.
And where do we go from there? What's the finale of the story? Is there
I played for Venezuela. That was my last cap.
Yeah. How old were you? Were you younger?
28, 29.
29? Okay.
Yeah, and then Canada, I'm sorry to put Canada under the bus, but there's a certain number, I don't want to get into it too much, but I needed to play for Canada one more time. I played against Venezuela. I did okay. I needed one more cap for Canada to move to a bigger club.
Oh, really?
Because then I would take, my agent was trying to tell it to me, but I just needed one. They were playing against Ukraine. Ukraine is close to Lithuania.
Mm-hmm.
Sent the coach an email, said, hey, listen, I think I did good against Argentina, Venezuela. This is really big for my career. If I could just get a minute or, I think I deserve a minute, but all I would need is a minute on the field, and then I'd be able to get that cap and move my career higher. That man didn't call me. The coach didn't call me.
Really?
I'm so close to Ukraine. Lithuania, he didn't. It showed me who I'm from Windsor. They don't respect me.
Right.
That was a perfect time for my career to go up.
Right.
Give me a minute. Sub me in for a minute. I get my cap. I'm a Canadian player. I'm helping us. I'm putting us on the map. I didn't get that.
That's really weird. You know why that's weird? Because when I watched Serbia play, and there's a guy that plays on Red Star Belgrade he's a good player. Most certainly when he looks at Serbian talent, he's not a starter. He's maybe late bench, let's say. But our football association at least recognizes the importance of that cap that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Put him in part of the game that, whatever, the game was done. No one cared. First of all, he plays for a local club. So if his value goes up, that's in no way hurting the association, the club, him. It's a benefit to everyone.
Yes.
They put him in.
Yeah.
They played 5 minutes. It was not the best 5 minutes I've seen, but it gives a shit. Put him give him a chance for the next step. If he fucks up, you gave him at least the opportunity. And you felt like you got kind of robbed of that.
Big time.
Yeah.
I'd have went somewhere big, whether it's France, Spain, Turkey, Belgium.
Because you're 29? We're talking about athletic prime. We're talking about mental prime for...
Yeah. Easily move on to the next stage. Easily.
Really?
But they showed, they showed me it. Everybody shows you their path. They showed you their blueprint, what they're made out of.
Right.
As a youth, they showed me. I just didn't want to believe it.
Right.
I should have played. I should have been on the prevent. They showed me that they weren't going to pick me.
What else was behind that decision? What else? The kind of politics and nonsense and
and I'm like I said, man. I shouldn't even be in this position.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here, but they could have just put me in for a minute. I played good against Argentina. I played good against Venezuela. He's seen what I did against Jamaica, so there's quality there. Put me in for a minute.
Right.
He didn't want to do it. So
in a friendly, right?
Yeah, in a friendly. It didn't mean nothing.
Right.
So I am.
It is what it is, right?
It is what it is, you know?
How do you look back at that? Like, you have regrets?
That's annoying that they would do that. Like,
of course.
I'm from
You
Canada.
worked your whole life for that moment.
Yeah, and just that, it's just one game.
Right.
That didn't mean nothing. And the players that you called, I don't know what their situation was, but you knew my situation.
Right.
1 minute, you can't give that to me?
Right.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
I'm from Windsor. And people can say whatever they want, but what else could it be?
Right.
They showed it to me as a youth, so, I go with the path that they
You're always swimming against the current.
That's it.
So to say.
Yeah, so then from there, I got injured in Lithuania. I left Lithuania because it was like, how many times am I going to win a championship? I won it 2 years straight. If I were to go to the national team,
is also the economic crisis, right? We're talking about a very difficult time to get, a lot of professional gigs.
So it was
starting to look like the gates were closing.
Yeah, so I wanted to go to MLS.
Right. Okay. So where's the MLS in that?
They're doing all right. They're getting a few players in. Beckham had been in, and a few other players.
Yeah, he's already there at that time.
Yeah. So I talked to an agent from America, and he's like, "Hey, we can get you in. You just gotta fly in." My Achilles had been sore. Normal as an athlete, you're always in a little bit of discomfort. So I fly first class, first time going first class. A long journey.
Where was it?
It's Ohio.
Ohio, okay, yeah.
So
Columbus Crew.
Columbus Crew.
Yes.
So I go there, and I'm realistic with everybody. I got there. My first training, second, so. Third, unbelievable.
Really?
Fourth, unreal. The fourth was when I ruptured my Achilles.
No.
I'm just running. I'm running with the ball. I didn't even have to do anything. I'm running with the ball. Fuck, I feel like someone kicked me from behind. I fall down. I grab my ankle. I'm like, yo, why'd you do that? Ain't no one there.
No one there. Holy fuck.
I knew it, man. I felt my Achilles. It felt like mush. I said, God damn, that's what it is. God dang. So they say whatever they want. Oh, don't worry. Once you get back,
no one's going to sign an injured player.
Hell no, they're not.
Economics 101, right? Yeah.
I fly to Windsor, get the massage, get the surgery. I need a surgery. Boom. Now I'm tarnished. Now I'm damaged goods now.
Sure, no one's gonna have that on the. It's like having a car accident on your car, and you're buying it.
That's
right?
it. That's perfect example.
So crazy. Yeah.
So I came back. Everybody said I wasn't gonna be good, and I wasn't gonna be able to be the same. You just motivate me. It's all. I laugh at it, and I did the therapy, and I came back, and I was better than before.
How long were you out for? How about
6 months.
6 months. Wow.
I did. I was supposed to be a year. But I just did the therapy like I could do it. I believed in myself. And then I had a tryout for Toronto FC. Again, Toronto don't like Windsor too much,
Right.
They showed me
I'm starting to see the title of the...
Yeah. They showed me that as a youth.
Right. I'm sure there's some guys that are probably working there that work for the Canadian national team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So... I just don't get it. So I go there, and Voncho helped me. Voncho's a good man. He helped me get there. And first training, I said, this is easy.
Right.
Man, this is
this
easy.
level of how much lower was MLS?
Oh, it went low. I would say it was equivalent to university.
No, MLS in the early 2010s was university level?
University, a high university level. Wow. Like we're talking maybe like Kentucky, Penn State. It was,
and you're already a 10-year pro at this point, or close to it.
Close to it. Yeah. About 7, 8. So I
most of your career playing above that level.
Yes.
Yeah.
So technically, they didn't have it. They were just brute animals. They had no technical skill.
Right.
This is easy. We do a striker drill where the coach throws the ball. I'm standing in front of you. He throws the ball. You can chest it and then volley it. I said, well, this is easy. We do this for fun.
Grade school stuff. So
I decide to go chest, heel, left volley. I'm right-footed. It's all about technique. I put it in left corner. They're like, wow. I said, this is easy. What y'all
playing the wrong game?
Yeah, what y'all wilding about? Next one, I go right to left. They're like, are you left-footed? Top corner. I said, no, I just...
Like I'm at a pro level. You have to get both feet. Yeah.
I do my right. They're like, what the hell? They loved me. That instant, they loved me. Played in a training game. It went all right. I had an assist or two, no goals. The next day, now I've been in Toronto now for about a week and a half. This is too long. I tell my agent, what's going on? I've been here for too long. He's like, they're going to get back to me. I said, listen, man, I'll do it myself, man. I go to the training. I see all these university kids. So I don't have a name on my jersey or a number.
Right.
I see these university kids come in and they got their name on the bench in the locker room. What the hell? I've been here for a week and a half. Oh my God, what is going on?
Right.
So after the practice, I go to the office. The coach at that time was like Ryan Nelson, but he wasn't there. Mm-hmm. He had another guy there for him. And I go in the room and I say, listen, man, you ain't got to lie to me. Just tell me what it is. I've been here for too long.
Right.
And he's like, yo, we like you. You're a really good player, but I know what that but means.
Right.
I said, you could tell me it's okay with me. He's like, oh, well, we think you'll cost too much. And, right now we're bringing in the younger guys and, they have a college draft. I didn't know anything about a college draft. I've been in Europe. I didn't know they have a draft.
Yeah, you're probably not paying attention to how MLS is structured at all, right?
No. So I was shocked. I was like, a draft? You draft university kids? Shit, I should have stayed in university then.
Go back for one more semester.
I didn't know this at all.
Right.
So they're like, yeah, that's the route we're going. So I said, okay. They're like, yo, if you need reference, we'll reference for you. That's a lie. You just want to say whatever to get me, to feel comfortable. And I told them, I'm not going to go crazy. But I said, I wish you guys would have said something before.
At that time, the MLS and Toronto FC probably weren't handing out contracts more than 50 to 100K. Unless we're talking about, international talent coming over like Giovinco, whatever his name is.
Yes.
Giovinco? Yeah. So I imagine that you didn't even know how much they were
No, I didn't even know.
To spend on.
I didn't even know. So when he comes in the room and says, you're going to cost, you don't even know what I want.
Right.
Speak to me. Don't assume.
They're already assuming you're out of their...
They already had their decision.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. So I leave there. I go to San Jose. Man, the coach was the first coach, Frank Yallop, who coached me when I went to the national team. Shit, I'm in.
Right.
The assistant coach was my U23 Canadian Olympic team coach. I said, I'm in. Watson, they're not from Windsor. They're not from the Toronto. I don't know where they're from, but they know me, but I don't know if they knew me. So I go there to this training. And the first one was good. It was all right, you know. Some of the starters were there. Then the second day, third day went okay. Fourth day, they said, we want to do an individual training with you. This is easy.
Right.
Now there's no other distraction.
You got the goal ticket, you're thinking.
No problem.
Right.
I go with this one striker. I don't know his name. They say he's supposed to be good. I don't know his name. I destroy him. I do everything they ask for. They say, let's see you sprint. I sprint. I do everything. Remember, I ruptured my Achilles.
Right.
So in the back of my head, I'm like, man, they're testing me, but I'm beating everybody in the race. I'm doing everything they ask.
Right. Are they checking to see if you've got anything? Yeah.
Do the medical. Everything's okay. And when you do the medical, you're bound to sign. That's what you believe when you do a medical.
Right. That's
just
the last step.
That's the last
It's almost
step.
like a formality.
Yeah. So they do it. They're like, what Achilles is ruptured? I said, I'm not telling you.
Figure it out. If I'm in bad shape, figure it out. Right.
He couldn't figure it out. Just
Really?
guessing.
Wow.
He grabbed my opposite one. He's like, yeah, it's this one. I didn't rupture that one. See how he's like, wow, unbelievable.
Right.
Like, there's barely any scar tissue. I stay there for another 3 days. I'm like, yo, what's going on, agent? He's like, oh, well, they're not sure that they're going to sign players right now. They're not sure. You know, the season's almost ending. So what the fuck are you telling me? So what did I come here for? Another waste of my time. I don't understand.
Right. If I knew this beforehand, I wouldn't have even showed up. There's no point of showing up. I have no chance to even sign in the first place.
So it's crazy. I just didn't. I know you, Frank Yallop. Right. I know you, Watson. You coached me.
Yeah.
I'm from Canada. Put me in. What's wrong with y'all?
Or at least give me the courtesy ahead of time to not bullshit around and say, hey, we don't even have a spot, dude.
I'm from Windsor.
Right.
I'm from Windsor. If I was a Toronto boy or an Ottawa boy.
You think you would have?
Hell yeah. I was the outcast. I was the one the alien that got there. Like when I was for the under 23, I was the only one from university there. I don't know how I got in, but my stats were better than any other Canadian. That's why. So in university, my stats were better than the other Canadians. That there were some Canadians in the system that my stats were better than them. So they had no choice but to pick me because when they looked at the university kids, I was better than everybody else.
Right.
So I forced their hand. And when I got older, I was like, that's why the under 23 picked me. Because there was no one as good as me. Right. My numbers were way ahead of everybody. So it would be dumb for them not to get me. So when the two coaches didn't get, I was like, I don't get it. This is corrupt. Now I got to respect Sabera because Stefan Sabera, he went to Calgary, wherever he went.
Yes.
He knew the coach.
Yeah.
I don't know what relationship they had or how he got, but he signed him on some of the bases that he coached him before.
Right.
I said, why can't I get that?
Right.
So he must have.
You have a longer history and a much higher, with all the most respect to Sarah, he's my friend. You have a higher resume.
Yeah. So it didn't make sense. I was like, man, salute to him that he did that.
Yeah.
I don't know how it didn't work with me. So.
That's one of those things again that comes to timing, luck. That game that you have no control in.
That's it. And then from there, I just bounced around. I went to, where I go? I went to...
American place?
No, I left there. I went to Thailand.
Thailand? Oh, that's not on the transfer market unless I missed it.
Thailand was looking all right.
Yeah.
I got off the plane. It's a long flight.
Right.
Long flight.
Yeah.
The longest flight I've ever been in.
Yeah, it's wild.
These guys want me to get off the plane and play.
Again.
Not happening.
Right.
I was exhausted. I could not do it. I got off the plane. I went to the training session. They're like, can you practice? I said, I can't. I have to go and sleep. This was the longest plane ride I've ever been into.
Yeah, it's like 20 hours plus.
Yeah. Next day, agent says, they signed a player that trained that day.
Oh, the full circle, eh? Remember at the beginning?
That was my motto. My thing was, hey, I can't, in Sweden, I can't miss this because another person may come and take my spot.
And then it came.
It came. So I was like, man, I didn't even follow my own law, but I couldn't.
Yeah. I mean, also you're now talking about, you've gone through a serious injury and you know the damage that could do. That, I mean, in those years you were talking that kind of injury again.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn. So he brought me to another team in Thailand. I was like, this is crap. I'm getting out of here, man. I stayed there for a month after because the living was so good and I was living like a king in an apartment.
Food's good, cheap.
So I stayed there. Then I went to Israel and I was loving Israel until, a team in Atlanta wanted me and I decided to leave and they didn't like that too much, but it is what it is, part of the game. Was going to sign for Atlanta.
Atlanta MLS team?
It was an NASL team.
Okay, the one level below.
Yeah.
Okay,
and MLS teams were telling me, just play here for the summer.
Yeah, it's like
Play here to the summer.
Do well, we'll sign you.
Boom.
Yeah, MLS.
Just 6 months, that's it. I said, God damn, that's it? You'll dominate. Don't worry. I go to Atlanta, go to the airport. Man, they say, where you going? I said, Atlanta. I signed for them. Where your visa at? I don't know where my visa at. Usually I go there. They give me,
right. The times have changed now.
But in Europe, it's different. Except Russia, you got to get it prior.
Right.
In Norway, in Sweden, when I went there, I stayed there for a few days. They gave me the visa.
Right. In America, you got to get it beforehand. No.
Norway, the same. Go there, stay a few days. Lithuania, same thing.
Right.
America's different. I didn't know that.
And that changed probably only recently. I think that when you first started, it probably wasn't like that, but now it is.
What could I do? They say, you got to go back. Go to your embassy in Toronto and fix it.
And you got to get a visa, yeah.
I go there. This lady's asked me all kinds of questions. When I was in university in Cleveland, I forgot my passport sometimes. I'm a kid.
Sure.
I forgot it, man.
Yeah.
That's a strike. They sent you back. You were refused entry. I didn't know that.
Right.
Boy, I did that like 4 or 5 times.
Holy shit.
She's like, what is all these things? What? I said, man, I forgot my passport, this and this. What's this thing? I don't know. I don't know
I've
what
never
you
paid
see.
attention to anything. I'm just trying to play footy.
You're going to need a waiver. I said, what, miss? What's that mean?
Yeah.
That means you might have to wait a while to get your visa. I said, nah, miss, just fix that up a little, you know? What is you? She's like, this looks very suspicious.
Right.
I said, you messing with me or something? She's like, no, I'm going to red flag you. Miss, are you kidding? Red flag.
Right.
6-7 months to get a waiver to say that I'm not a criminal. A waiver is that you committed a crime.
Yeah.
And we got to figure.
Yeah, they stopped fucking around with that stuff after 9/11. The travel in America became much more difficult.
That was it. So I never even I signed with them. Never got to play. Whole season went. I'm waiting for my waiver, hoping that it would come. Don't come.
How old were you at that time?
I was 30 or 31.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn, what am I going to do? I said, man, let me go down to Sweden and see if I can end my career where I started.
Right.
Go back. Man, they're like, God damn, you're so good. You're much better than you were technically. And
Sure.
I said, gave me an individual practice, destroyed these keepers. I said, don't ever disrespect me and give me youth team goalies.
Right.
I destroyed these kids.
Right.
They're youth team goalies. They're not the first team, second.
Yeah.
So I destroyed them. After the training, the next day, I go in the office. You feel it, that it ain't going to be good. Right. I go in there, they're all sitting down. Like, okay, Steven, hey, you're really good. We loved what you did. You look so good. We don't know if we can afford you.
Same thing, man. Holy shit.
Same thing. I said, but you didn't even I'm straight up. But you're not asking me.
Yeah.
Well, we know your experience. Ask me how much I want.
Yeah, throw me a number. Do anything.
They're like, well, it's more than that. Right now the dynamics is, and you coming in might change it. I said, hold on.
Is it the money or is it what is it?
You got to make up your mind. I said, I don't have an ego. I smile. I have fun.
Yeah.
I never disturb anybody. I mind my business. They're like, oh, well, we can get back to you later. Oh. Man, I'm getting on a plane. I'm out here, man. Right. And that was it. My team that started me wouldn't even give me a chance when I was.
That's a cold game. That's a really cold game.
And I took the medical.
Right. And there you took the medical as well?
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm ready. I'm signed. I'm telling all my people, Sweden, 1 year, I'm done.
Right.
I can retire here. I'm good.
Right.
Didn't get that chance. So then that was the end of my soccer career.
Wow.
I played locally.
That's a cold game that,
Yeah. So I played locally and, won a few championships in this League One and wasn't like Europe, but made the best out of it. Yeah. That was it.
I mean, putting everything that happened at the end aside, what you've done is remarkable.
Yes,
I mean,
I appreciate that.
Anyone that says otherwise is just ignorant. I mean, people don't understand the levels to get to that game. And even if you stepped on the pitch and smelled the same air as like Maradona, you've done more than 99.9%.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Not trying to butter you up, but I'm just saying, like, I want a good outro for like, listen, man, like you got to respect the effort and what you did. It's remarkable.
Yeah,
bro. When I was playing footy with you out like a couple weeks ago, I was like, bro, I didn't know this guy played against Roma. What are we doing on the same pitch? I'm playing with these clowns.
Yeah.
And then I have this guy in the back who's playing against like some of the biggest teams of football. I'm like, is this a simulation? Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But thanks for like sharing your story, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate your time.
I appreciate being here, man.
It's beautiful. Thank you.
Always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure.
Beautiful.